Over the next few months, Winona State University will be turning the former Laird Norton office building into classroom space in addition to art gallery space. University President Dr. Scott Olson said Winona State is excited that the Laird Norton Foundation approached them about taking over care of the building.
My understanding, originally I think they were having conversations with the city of Winona about whether the city would have any interest in it, given that the city, kind of has that senior center at the old Masonic temple next door. And the city, didn't really, but they said, you ought to talk to the university. And so then we began some conversations maybe a year and a half, 2 years ago with leadership at the Laird Norton Company, which is out in Seattle, and began talking to them and to see if we had a common vision for what might be a good use of it. And that then led to them, I think, being confident that the university could take good care of it and that it would be a good asset for Winona. And so that led to this generous gift from them to our university.
Olson believes the building will be great for public use and explained the university's vision for the historic building.
The idea is that the ground floor of the building, which is really the showstopper, really high ceilings, marble, walking into the front door reminds me of what it must have been like to walk into the Von Trapp family home. It's just beautiful. And so the idea for the main floor is that there'd be gallery space there. So our WSU Foundation has an art collection, and of course our students and our faculty produce wonderful art. And maybe there'd be a use for some public gallery space there too, where different shows that might complement what's already going on at the wonderful museum that we already have here in Winona might be complemented by shows we could do at ours. So that's kind of the vision for the ground floor. And the upstairs will make great space for art studios, for classrooms, and things that are more student focused. And then there's a big basement that we really haven't even begun to figure out what we might do with it. But the idea is that it could be really a space everybody in Winona could enjoy. Maybe members of the Winona community would come in and we'd have students there who could coach them or advise them on art that they're trying to do, community functions and gatherings. And so when folks see it, I think they'll have a lot of ideas about different uses we might have for that main floor.
WSU Assistant Vice President for Facilities, Mike Pieper, said the remodeling should go smoothly as the building is in terrific condition.
I see a very solid building. The exterior is very solid, historical, not much of anything would have to be done with it. They did a good job of maintaining the windows and that, so there's no major water damage. The interior, this main hallway is, perfectly restored, and we don't have to do really anything to it. Kind of outside of the inside of the building has been remodeled over the years, and so those are the areas that we'll kind of reconfigure a little bit to meet the needs of the gallery space and the academic space. But overall, the building is in exceptional shape.
Pieper said care will be taken to maintain the original historic nature of the building.
I think that that was part of the agreement, plus it's something that the college wants to do. So, some of the initial programming that was looked back in 2013 took advantage of the spaces in the building that are still original, and then looked at those spaces that are wide open and some things. So I think the programming will fit well. I don't think we have to mess with the historic aspect of the building. The big thing with historic buildings, is the exterior. And with this building, the exterior is just in perfect shape. So, we're blessed that we don't have to try and go match bricks or anything like that. It's very much intact.
The building was officially handed over to the university on March 30th. According to Pieper, the remodeling project will be made easier because the building is currently unoccupied and mostly original inside.
Well, the one nice thing is it's currently vacant, so some of the work that we need to do, we can do quite a bit easier, and we don't have to shuffle people around. It's not that much different than our other older buildings. It's about the same era. I would say the one benefit this building has is it hasn't been affected a lot over the years, where our buildings, just because we've had, tremendous growth, almost doubling our population every 10 years, the buildings have kind of been reworked and reworked and reworked. So kind of undoing that and getting it back to where they need to be is a little more difficult, where this one is basically whole and what it was when it was built.
President Scott Olson hopes this new gallery opportunity will add to Winona's growing reputation as an art and cultural center in Minnesota.
When I think about Winona and all the great things about Winona and how Winona State can help with that, it's really clear to me that Winona more and more is being known as a place with great arts and entertainment, and it's a destination for folks who want to enjoy great theater, great music, and great art. And that's exemplified, by the Shakespeare Festival, by the Beethoven Festival, by the Frozen River Film Festival, and by the Minnesota Marine Art Museum. And it just seems like it fits in so beautifully to have another art museum in town, another set of galleries. So folks who might be coming to town to see some Shakespeare, listen to some Beethoven, and see some beautiful art at the Marine could also come over to this and to the Laird Norton Center for the Arts and Design and see some other art that they might not see otherwise.